Rollin' Smoke Barbecue and Cooking. Today I'll be injecting my ham for New Year's Day. I'll be using Tony Chachere's injectables, praline and honey ham injection. Let's get started. Okay, I'm going to start injecting my ham by pouring this whole thing into a 4-cup container. The reason I did this is I'll be using the whole thing to inject. I'll be using the whole bottle. As you notice, I've left the wrapping on the ham because that will help keep the injection in. I'm going to let this sit overnight with the injection in it, and then I will come back tomorrow and I will put a mustard binder on my ham and then coat it with Killer Hogs barbecue rub and put it out on the smoker. So let me show you how I do this. I go about 1-inch intervals. That way I get good coverage through and through. Now this is a spiral ham, so some of it will leak out because it's spirally cut, but that's okay. And what I do is I just sit there and I push it in, and then I pull my needle back and forth and then tilt it back and forth, side to side, getting good coverage throughout the ham. And it usually don't take me that long, maybe 5 minutes at the most. Like I said, I just go through. Now this ham has a bone in it, so I will be hitting bone at times, but that's not a big deal. Just trying to get it covered pretty good. That way I get a even distribution of flavor. And being this praline's ham injection, this stuff is awesome. Actually, I like it better than the Creole garlic butter and the Creole roasted garlic butter. It's to me it's a lot better because it adds a lot of sweetness to the ham, and boy, that's all about good. It's kind of like a syrup in it, actually, like a praline syrup. And it, man, you talk about give a flavor to a ham that's unbelievably good. I mean, awesome. And like I said, I'm going through, pushing my needle back and forth and side to side. I'm hitting the bone a lot, but that's okay. I'm still able to get it in there and get a lot of good flavor in it, and it's gonna turn out real tasty. I'm gonna put it out on my pellet grill at 250, and once I get it up to about 120 internal temperature, I will glaze it, put it back on uncovered still, and get it up to an internal temperature of 140. And since this ham is already pre-cooked, all the reason why I'm getting it up to 140 internal temperature is just to heat it up like you would in the oven. So it's not a matter of getting it done because it's already pre-cooked. It's just a matter of getting it heated through and through. That way you don't have any cold spots, and you also get that good smoky flavor from the pellet grill. Awesome. I've already done like 3 of these this year, and my family loved them and requested that I do another one. It's just it adds a whole totally different flavor to a ham, because usually a ham it has a smoky flavor. Don't get me wrong, but it just needs that added. It needs that. See, I'm hitting bone right there. It just needs that added flavor to it. Now it's going to go all over the place. That's why I've got this this ham on a cookie sheet. The fluid that was already in the ham is going, on my cookie sheet, but that's why I've got it on there. That way I can put it back in the icebox and not have any problem with it spilling or making anything nasty or anything like that in my refrigerator. I said I'm gonna be using this whole thing. It might not need the whole thing, but I'm gonna do my best to get it through here, through and through. Now I'm not going side to side too much because this is a cheap injector. Therefore, it will break the needle off in it very easily, and I've done that before. And luckily, this collar had saved me from having to go in and get it out by cutting it out. But like I said, I'm gonna put a mustard binder on it, and it's gonna have Killer's barbecue rub on it as well. I'm gonna open up the slices where it's been spirally sliced, and I will be getting in that with my seasoning and my mustard binder, so that will add even more added flavor to it. Like I said, I've done 2 or 3 of these already this year. Turned out awesome. We've injected, my brother-in-law has even injected turkeys, but he used the Creole butter, where this is recommended that you use just specifically on ham. I guess you could use it on turkey, but this is really a ham injection. So that's what I'm doing right now. I'm just going through here best way I can. I might have went the same place several different areas, but it's all gonna be good. You know, it's real good. It's gonna be some real good eating this New Year's 2023. It's hard to believe that the year is over and we're about to go into 2024. But hopefully 2024 will be better economically than 2023 has been, because it's not been a good year for the economy. And like I said, I don't normally go into politics on my YouTube channel because there's so many different opinions, and you don't want to make anybody upset or anything like that. You just kind of keep your opinions, kind of keep my opinions to myself. But that looks like I've got all the injection it's going to let me get in it. I've kind of wore out my injector. So I'm going to get this in the ice box, let it sit overnight. Like I said, I'm going to come back in the morning, brush it down with my mustard binder, put my barbecue rub on it, get it out on the barbecue pit, 250 degrees till I reach 120. Once I reach 120, I'm going to glaze it with the glaze that I have that come with the ham. I'm going to put it back in the pit with it still at 120. It will cool off a little bit, but it'll be fine. It'll get back up to 120. Then I'll let it carry on up into 140. And it'll be good and done, juicy, with this injection in it, and with the seasoning, and with the mustard binder. You won't really even taste the mustard binder on it. It don't add any flavor, really. It just adds where it has stickiness to the outside of the ham, letting the barbecue rub stick to it better. Otherwise, it'll want to just cook off, where it majority of the time it doesn't if you use a mustard binder. So till then, I'll see y'all when I'm ready to get this thing out, and I'm gonna videotape me putting the mustard binder on it and the barbecue rub, and I'll be videotaping it, getting it out on the pit. See you then. Thanks for watching. Okay, it's Robert with Rolling Smoke Barbecue and Cooking again. It's next morning. Just got the ham out of the ice box. Getting ready to put my mustard binder on and my Killer Hogs barbecue rub on. Right here, I've got the mustard in a bowl. Got my barbecue brush. Gonna start brushing on my binder What this does is it keeps the barbecue rub able to stick on it, and that way I can coat it more evenly and it stay on during the cook. Rather than not using a binder, it will, like I said in the past video, it will run off during the cook. So what I'm doing is I'm just lightly coating it, or kind of moderately coating it, and being sure to get it as far as I can in these crevices of the spiral slices. Just brush it on like you would paint, and it's going to be real good. Now let me remind you again that this will not affect the flavor of the ham by using mustard. It has nothing to do with the flavor. It's just used as a binder to make the rub stick better to the ham. So it will not. So if you don't like mustard, that's okay. It won't make it taste mustardy at all, or have a mustard flavor rather. It would be just fine. Trust me. Because my wife doesn't like mustard. She can't stand mustard, and I put this on here, and she never complains about tasting any mustard or anything like that. Can't even tell it's on there other than me brushing it on there, and then once I get the rub on and it start cooking, you never even know it's there. So getting it brushed on real good. Now I'm not going to worry about the bottom side of it, because it's going to be facing like this the whole time it's cooking anyway. So I'm not really going to worry about the bottom. Just going to get this all coated the best way I can. I'm just putting it on, like I said, just like paint. Should be just fine as far as not having a mustard flavor. Looking around, make sure I've got it all real good and coated. Looks pretty good. Okay, that's done. I'm using Killer Hogs Barbecue Rub by Malcolm Reed. Real good stuff. Adds kind of like a sweetness to it, and adds a little pepper flavor to it. Nothing overbearing. Very forgiving. You just put it on there as much as you want. Just put it on there real good. And you don't want to. You never want to rub on a rub. My meaning doing this, you want to pat it, but I'm not going to pat it because I've got, like I said, I got this mustard binder on there. It's going to go on pretty evenly and pretty easily. Won't have that problem. Shouldn't. Ooh, don't want to turn that over. There you go. Trying to get it on these sides is a little challenge, but I'll get it. Let's see here. It's going to be real good. And then, like I said, I'm going to cook this to about 120 internal temperature at first. Then I'll put my glaze on that I got from the ham, that came with the ham. I'm gonna put that glaze on, brush it on, or drizzle it on, and then get it up. Then put it back on the pit and put it to go cooking again till it reaches 140. So I'm gonna have my ThermoWorks signal on it the whole time, monitoring it. It's gonna be a good cook. See you out on the grill. Okay guys, got my ThermoWorks signal set up. Got my temperature for my grill grates put down. Got my probe in my ham. Looking for a first internal temperature of 120. Then I'm gonna glaze. Then I'm gonna put it back in with the glaze on it. Reach to a temperature of 140, pull it off, be ready to eat. Like I said, I don't cook on time. It'll be, excuse me, strictly on internal temperature. So I'm going to do it on an hour by hour basis. I'll be checking back on it in about an hour. See you then. Okay, folks, we're at the 1 hour mark. Let's take a look at it and see what it looks like. Oh man, looking good. Getting that golden color to it. Temperature right now is internal temperature right now is 69.2 with a 196 according to the ThermoWorks signal. You're looking at a 186, 196, yeah, 196 real temperature on the grates. Looking good. Check back in another hour. Okay, it's time to put the glaze on. I've reached an internal temperature of 120. Now I'm putting the glaze on. Gonna brush it on real good. This is the glaze that came with the ham. Getting it on pretty evenly. Yeah. Going on nice and thick. Gonna be some good flavor in this. I'm gonna turn it around. Put it on real good thick. By doing this, I'm not moving the rub any because it's had time to cook on the outside, and when it did that, it's now pretty much baked the rub onto the outer part of the ham. So I'm not by any means moving the rub like we had talked about earlier when putting the rub on. Remember I told you don't rub on it because it would cause it to roll. Well, now since I've been having it cooking for about an hour and a half now, and it's had time to really bond to the ham through the help of that mustard binder. It's really turned out real good. Kind of like, I don't necessarily maybe say formed a crust or a bark, but it's kind of hardened and gave a good seasoning to the outer layer of the ham. So it should be pretty good eating through and through. Just being sure to get this real good and glazed. Like I said, it's at 120 right now. I'm going to put it back on and let it finish cooking up to 140. It shouldn't take maybe more than 10 to 20 minutes tops to get it back up to 140. Get it to 140 rather, not up to. It's at 120 right now. So there we go, folks. Got this glaze on. Now I'm fixing to put it back on. I'm trying to use it as much as I can. Much of it as I can. This is a good glaze. Like I said, it's just a glaze that come with the ham itself. So see you in a bit. See you when it reaches 140. Be ready to eat. See you in a bit. Okay, folks, it's time to pull it off. It's reached an internal temperature of 140. Time to pull it off. And I was going to tell you, I have my family here, and I won't be doing any camera footage after now because some people are uncomfortable in the camera. So I won't be doing a taste test, but I'll let y'all know later on how it turned out and what all we had and everything. So see y'all after a while. Robert, we're at Rolling Smoke Barbecue and Cooking. Back to say everything went well. We had black-eyed peas, yams, cabbage, along with the ham. Everything turned out good. The ham was good and juicy with the marinade in it and the rub on the outside with the mustard binder. Had black eyed peas. I put a whole ham hock in that, cooked them overnight for 7 hours. Turned out awesome in the crock pot. Cabbage. I had a whole head of cabbage, big head of cabbage. I was able to separate them between 2 pots and had plenty. Put bacon in that, cooked it down till it was real tender. Awesome. Just had some good food. Got to spend some time with family. Nothing better than that, man. I tell you, we were truly blessed this year. Hopefully 2024 comes out to be a better year economically and financially. Maybe we can get some changes done, what we need to get done. Like I said, I'm not here to talk politics or nothing, but hopefully it turns out better in 2024. Y'all have a nice new year. Happy holidays. See you later.